Alright, my dudes, I'm bored as shit. This is 4 hours I'm never gonna get back. You know, I gotta be fair to Levette. If I'm gonna call her out, I should call out Matt. Okay, see this video where he's like making simpleton conjectures of, I don't know, I guess the back of the dollar bill and stuff, and all these symbolism stuff. Man, this is without a doubt the most profane video I've ever watched. Like, my god, like, I don't like using it at work, because that's a logic boy term. I mean, almost everything said in this video is wrong. Like, it's crazy. Like, I want to punch myself in the dick. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, no wonder the elites keep winning. Okay, but that's just a gripe, so I just want to, I'm not going to be too mean, I just want to say that, everything in this video is wrong. And so are all his conjectures and ideas and stuff. I mean, look, man, if you actually care about these topics, like advanced symbolism, I mean, come on, you guys watch occult science already, right? Like, he's the Catholic guy who basically wrote down a lot of the occult symbolism. Look, man, I got a whole secret playlist here, right? I download all the videos. This is probably like 100 hours, whatever.
Son, to us so in the book of
there's actually a lot of good stuff here.
Growing, it's nice. It's about house degree. You have the black and white. Like achievement.
Like, this guy shits on Levette, alright? Look, man, I mean, this, if you care about in-depth symbolism, I recommend the occult science. And he is a Catholic apologist, and but I do warn you, after going through all this work and a lot of the stuff that I've gone through, I actually agree with the elites on a lot of things. I do not agree with their methods, because they shouldn't be forcing on people. But at this point, I don't really care. I'm beyond this. I'm beyond the earthly material world, or this 6 realms of the Bhava chakra. Like, this is too annoying. This video, what is it? The buildings things? Okay, I do warn you, this is a very dangerous path to go on, because Matt shouldn't be making conjectures or theories about these ancient civilizations or like megalithic buildings without doing any real research. He's just making a No Man's Sky reality. Oh, it's computer generated. Oh, look, man, these people in the ancient past and previous ages went through a lot of trouble to leave us clues of how to escape. All right, like I don't want to say too much more, because like you're gonna get this weird feeling that all these buildings are somehow connected, or they're from the same age. I mean, goddamn it, like come on, man. This used to be a unified culture of like Pangea, Lemuria, Atlantis. It's really all the same thing. It's a worldwide culture. That's why their buildings are so similar. The megalithic structures of a lot of these, I want to say pre-Bronze Age. Like the Church of Cologne would have been more like bronze, or no, either bronze or iron, either in between those. But like the more ancient stuff, like Machu Picchu, or like Angkor Wat of Cambodia, or like the weird stuff in North America that you'll hear about. I mean, that was like, you know, silver golden age. I mean, come on. Like, come on. It was weird back in the day. Like, how can I tell people that the movie Avatar is more like a depiction of the silver golden age with the fairy oak trees? Like, what do you think the Devil's Tower is? That weird mountain plateau. I mean, that's a cut, crystallized whatever tree. I mean, who, like, whatever, this doesn't matter. What was the Levette's video? Something about Thanksgiving, and she has like a truth or a dating site. Alright, whatever. I mean, this is my thoughts. I wasted a lot of time. I literally came back from work because it's Black Friday, and I just came out to do some stuff. Alright, let's see. Oh, what the hell is this?
With his mugshot. Baby, eat a mushroom.
Alright, this is Bella Delphine's music video. Okay, or well, it's just her song. Let's see, free to speech. I mean, does anybody even have any recommendations? Like, I'm getting like really bored. Like, how are people still on masks and stuff? And everything everyone says is just kind of boring to me. Well, let's go. Let's just get through the comments section first. I mean, this video might be important. It's more matrixy. It's because Theodore asked me to react to something. But hold up. Let's see. I just want to get through the comment section first.
Ruthless. 2 days ago. Notifications busted again. Ooh, thumbs down? Lol.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about
No surprise.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the notifications. I mean, it's very rare for anybody to even get notifications. As for thumbs down, I mean, come on, how would you like it if someone told you that your entire existence and religion was a lie and could, like, back it up, just, like, pointing to obvious stuff? Like, come on, man. Like, my stuff isn't meant for most people.
Internet user. 1 day ago. Lol, nice southern impression. Only topped by your Levette impressions. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I thank you. I mean, my Levette impression is pretty good. Actually, I'm very proud of it. It's pretty spot on. As for a southern accent, I can't really do southern. It's kind of hard. Like, your accent revolves around food for some reason. Christianity. It's like it's got this weird twang, and it's drawn out, and you gotta talk like real dumb, like really, really dumb. That's why I can't take people with the southern accent seriously. Like, y'all talk like this with a southern drawl, and you just gotta drag things out. It's kind of weird, and you gotta use real simple, slow talk and words. Are you thinking smarter than me, boy? You talk like that? Like, come on, that's weird. Actually, I don't know. Well, it depends by region. Like, honestly, I had a Boston accent growing up my whole life, so I try to talk very neutral. Like, Boston accent is the worst. Well, it's how Richard from Boston talks. So, let's see. God, I haven't done a Boston accent in a long time. I can't even do it. What the hell? Why is my computer so slow?
Monk Mind. 2 days ago.
What the hell's going on?
Just read the book Awake in the Nightland, and the final section answered my question from a couple videos ago about what it's like when the farmers need to restart the farm.
Oh, is that, well, I tried looking at that series on Audible, I couldn't find it, so I probably can't read it. I know it's like an older, weird fiction type of work, like a novella collection, but there's no Audible, I can't, read it.
Very cool fiction. I've definitely got some questions brewing about life strategy and religions, but still working out specifics as I deal with my absurdly slow reading speed.
Yeah, dude, you can ask me whatever questions you want, and I do thank Mike and Soma for the donation. I mean, look, man, like, how come a lot of you guys are sending me $11? Is this like a Dark Wizard thing? Like, I mean, I think it's hilarious. Let's see. Hold on. God, what the hell is wrong with this computer? It's slow as shit. Dude, I'm gonna restart. Fuck this. Alright, we are back. Let's go. I found out that the problem was I kept replaying that Bella Delphine song.
A lean headlamp. 2 days ago. I am well into Journeys Out of Body. Should be able to finish it today with just...
Okay, that's good. I do plan to go to Ultimate Journeys soon after this video.
Should be able to finish it today with just 3 hours left to go. Far Journeys is next on my list. Robert Monroe would have been a fascinating character to know. It's almost like he needed a rope to keep him tied down to earth.
Yeah, well, in general, if you start having these experiences, I mean, you can, like, do it at will at any time. I mean, I can do it at will at any time, or do this weird humming vibration at any time just to do it. Well, if someone taught you, it's a lot easier. I mean, Tian's astral traveling right now, so... but Far Journeys is a very good book. Just remember to pay attention to where I told you to pay attention. Like, you're looking for very specific clues. Like when he visits these and meets these inspects and collectors, like chapter 10, 11, 12 with the whole Loosh Farm thing. Let's keep going.
A lean headlamp. 2 days ago. Monroe's description of Locale 1, 2, and 3 resonated strongly with me.
Yeah, so, just so people remember, Locale 1 is the Shadow Realm. That's where your magical etheric body leaves your body, and it's still within this localized realm. Locale 2 is basically the 6 realms, and then you're traveling between these gateways and highways to the other realms. And in Locale 3, it's where you turn 180 through the glory hole, Like, it's pretty weird. This guy went through a glory hole and came out the other side into alternate Earth. Like, that's why he went 180 degrees, where he went to Bizarro Earth. Like, I mean, that's true. This is where we get the idea of doppelgangers and evil twins from.
2 days ago, Monroe's description of Locale 1, 2, and 3 resonated strongly with me, especially Locale 2, where I must have been in 2012. The realm of Think It Created, where fears and desires...
Yeah, you were in Locale 2 in like the weird highway, and thus your spirit was imagining the things. I mean, that's the whole point of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And eventually, an entity just came along and tried to dice you up for your loosh. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, that's the whole point of this realm, really.
The realm of Think It Created, where fears and desires manifest instantly. There is a movie I recommend for a fairly accurate account of Locale 2 What Dreams May Come, with Robin Williams from 1998.
Yeah, I've seen the movie trailer. It actually looks very interesting. I have seen the ending of it for some reason. Like, I remember he, like, well, spoiler alert, even though this movie's like 20 years old, where he actually abandons his ability to create his own realities in this heavenly type of realms and instead goes to try to help his wife. But he's basically entrapping himself into this, well, in Far Journeys, Robert Monroe talks about this also, this spiraling looping area where souls who can't move on get stuck and linger there. It's specifically in his epilogue chapter, so that's very important to go through. But to me, that wasn't a good ending. I mean, a lot of these things, you're supposed to just let go and move on. If you can't let go, like Elsa says, then you're kind of screwed.
Theodora 4791. 1 day ago. Adeline Headlamp. This movie resonated with me deeply. I was in my 20s when I first saw it, and it remained in the back of my mind. I had a strong feeling that there was truth to it. I will have to watch it again soon.
Let's see, I mean, I could watch it, but god damn it. Am I supposed to analyze every movie from like 1998, 1999?
Aline Headlamp. Aline Headlamp.
Oh my god.
1 day ago. At Theodora 4791. It is available with ads on YouTube.
Oh, it is?
Reading Monroe brought that movie to mind.
Well,
so many of his ideas are in it. Makes me wonder if the script writers borrowed from his works, good and bad alike.
Probably.
Happy Turkey Day.
I mean, I'm actually starting to think that Robert Monroe's work is much more influential than a lot of people realize. So, let's keep going. This is from my boy, Benny Boy. My computer is still slow, so I'm actually assuming it's just Windows trying to update or something. Like, I seriously thought just about canceling the show, but I don't care. I'm already doing this.
Ben Jenkins. 2 days ago. Gobble gobble. Great show. Thanks internet user for sharing. I'm also 21, and recently I've realized I just gotta enjoy this experience for what it is and not have this doom and gloom outlook on everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, if you're,
But trust me, I don't love...
Oh my god. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, if you're stuck in the doom cycle, you know, if it's one thing I've noticed about this community, it attracts a certain type of person, like a boomer doomer. And it's not that, like, that's all it really attracts, like low IQ, paranoid people who just don't get it, no matter what you tell them for the most part. It's very rare to find anybody that gets it, so.
But trust me, I don't love life at all.
And also, just so you're aware, this is like the worst community I've ever been to, and I've been through like the incels and the wizards and the MGTOW people and like the weird people on 4chan. I mean, my god, this community is infiltrated. Like, people backstabbing each other. You got extremely low IQ people. I mean, people are just parroting disinformation over and over and over. No one knows what they're talking about. It's like strange. Like, my god, I thought this was just an old people thing, but the more I see this as a content creator, the worse my outlook is. So.
But trust me, I don't love life at all. This place is pretty dumb and has many hellish aspects. My personality has always...
I mean, if you think this life is all beautiful, it's God's creation, and I highly recommend the music video. Bella Delphine, I'm back.
My personality has always been extremely melancholy, and people would always think I'm sad or depressed since I show very little emotion.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, people who show emotion, people who are getting their string plucked all the time for loosh. I mean, they're the suckers.
I think my personality made it much easier to connect with truth and see this realm for what it is.
Yeah, in fact,
With Pink's help.
Yeah, in fact, having a stoic or melancholic personality is actually very beneficial for your spirit to reflect. I mean, you have a massive advantage.
With Pink's help, of course.
Okay, that's good. Alright, let's see. I'm just trying to hurry up with the comment section. The world is a vampire. I mean, that's a truth drop. Okay, let's see. Hello, Ben. You have described me perfectly. Let's see, Bubba. Shall I play this one? Come on. Alright, sorry for the delay. Like, this video is actually more important than you think it is. So. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Whatever, comment section is over, I guess. Whatever, screw it. Let's see.
One day ago.
Oh, I know, not
Well,
never.
Ben, you described me perfectly too. I could be chillin' and people would think I was sad or something. You guys are right though. We all know this is our last go, so may as well chill out and watch the circus.
I mean, that's the whole point of enjoying Clown World. If you really want to be a last timer, come on, I mean. Hold up. Jesus Christ. Alright, whatever. This is the last comment. I'll summarize the other comments. Like, I don't care. We gotta get the show started. And this show's more important than you think.
One day ago. Lol, Ben, you described me perfectly too. I could be chillin' and people would think I was sad or something.
Whatever. Let's see. What's Ruthless saying?
You guys are right though. We all know this is our last go, so may as well chill out and watch the circus.
My apologies.
Dot.
Let's see. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Whatever, just thumbs down this video, I don't care. I mean, I just gotta finish this.
Ruthless. Ruthless. One day ago, edited. At internet user, both you and Ben describe what is required. Balanced emotion. All too often we get called out because we don't exhibit emotive states as humans being. It seems y'all here are starting to fully get that a form of detachment is required in all this.
Yep, I agree.
Not a detached state, awesome levels of denial, but a detached state of emotive responses in thoughts, actions compelled by the external being coupled with being only human, and what this shithouse demands from humans being, fuck that. It'll be per my own determinisms in the here and when I'd foe.
That's very true. I mean, come on, you guys know how the farm works, right? Whenever you react, you give up free loosh. Let's see, this is a video of me, you know, picking on Matt's girlfriend again because of the love ray confusion. I mean, she illustrates it perfectly with this video. Let's just go check the comments. Come on, man, I'm just hurt. Jesus Christ, oh my god. God damn, this better not be YouTube updating or something. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see, you know, I was gonna do Gnostic coursework that's like 20 hours, but I'm just gonna react to the video regardless, even though The Matrix and Dark City is all Gnosticism. Like, you can't understand those two movies without understanding Gnosticism. This is Ben Rubus talking. Okay, let's see, nothing consequential. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so, and there's a missing comment from Ruthless because he used a swear word. Alright, my dudes, I'll be right back. I might have to edit out this part if I feel like it. Alright, so we'll be right back for the main show. Alright, my dudes, we are back for the main event. Like, dude, what the hell is going on with my computer? Does the Matrix not want me to, like, react to this? Like, this is very annoying. Alright, let's just get started right away. So basically, Theodora is afraid that she is an NPC because she is a female. I cannot blame her, because she might be an NPC. I mean, we'll have to see how this video goes. But basically, this is someone's analysis of basically the Matrix video and the allegories of it having in pertinence to the modern era or real life, whatever. Let's just go through it real quick. So, shit, how long was this? Alright, what else? Just go through.
It's Archangel. So,
Oh, wait.
my friends, what is going on? This is Archangel. So, what if females are non-player characters?
I mean, that's actually not true right from the start. It's specifically talked about in Far Journeys, where the being of AA in chapter, 10 or 11, chooses to incarnate as a female, but then it realizes that the female incarnation is all about really suffering because of its inability to exert its will, and thus AA then in its next life cycle chooses to incarnate as a male, but then oh life is too hard as a male, you have a lot of responsibility, I'm gonna go incarnate as a female again. Oh, I have no power to exert will as a female, I'm gonna go back as a male again. This is where we get this, male female incarnations over and over. I mean, this is a looping trap. So, I mean, that's just from Far Journeys alone, and this is congruent with the elite's secret religion. So, I mean, that's why I made that joke about how if I was to come back here, I don't want to get, gaped out by a BBC. I mean, that's just a joke, but hey.
Now, whether or not you buy the following musing, listen.
And as for females, I mean, the reason why he's saying this is because this is off gynocentrism. It's the theory that everything revolves around the society guarding of females to propagate the next generation. I mean, this is true though, but I'm gonna let him talk more.
Listen to the end to see why it still may be applicable. What if we have no idea what reality is? We think it is self-evident reductionist materialism with predictable laws governing it.
Yeah, that's not true. It's more of a, simulation theory. And this is more of a hologram. It's a projection. It's the Maya, the illusion. Everyone knows this.
And indeed, there is a degree of reliability to many of our scientific laws. For instance, we can largely rely on large energy releases when we split atoms. But what if everything we know is merely part and parcel of a subterfuge perpetrating itself as finite static concrete reality?
Yeah, so he's just basically going off modern theory versus basically quantum mechanics. So what he's saying is true.
The Matrix movie is so poetic and prophetic on multiple levels. In fact, it may be more than just super awesome cinema. Perhaps it is the only way to deliver ideas or hints of truth that will make it past people's program dogma checkpoints.
Yeah, well, The Matrix has a lot of pre-work in terms of books that you should read if you want to understand it truly, like the Simulation Simulacra by the French philosopher. There's other books by futurists. I mean, it has heavy Gnostic and Greek influences. I mean, there's a lot to the Matrix.
People's subconscious content filters programmed to reject anything that is not the official narrative of life is good, women are oppressed, and big government, big farm.
So life is good. No, life is hellish suffering. You need to work to survive. You need to consume and devour to survive. I mean, it's all about the perpetuation of this being thing, this hamster wheel. In terms of women being good, I mean, come on, man. I mean, come on. It's like, come on. Everyone is in the human form, male or female, has carnal natures applied to them. Government is good. I mean, come on. Government means mind control. That is basic.
From a big food, big oil.
Yeah, any big entity, I mean, it's not working for you, it's working for the system.
All care about the state of humanity. After all,
And they don't care about the state of humanity, they care about the state of the farm, like in the Matrix. People don't realize that the Matrix wasn't about batteries. It was about keeping the pod people, whatever, connected to the neural network, because it was consciousness that was maintaining the neural network for the AI machine city to run. Like, they were using their brains to compute the algorithms to keep everything running. It wasn't about physical electronic batteries. It's about using consciousness of the brain to keep the network itself, reality, working. but the original scriptwriters thought this would be no. Well, it's the studio executives. They thought it was too advanced, and only dumb people understand a battery. That's why they brought out the battery. Like, that's actually a big missing clue of the movie.
They have families too. When you confront somebody one-on-one with material that trespasses their narrative filters, they are in defense mode and are often least receptive to your contrarian assertions.
Yeah, that's the whole brainwashing propaganda. Like, they're running the scripts, so.
Because it conflicts with the sympathetic feminist rhetoric.
I mean, you should be aware that he has an extreme bias against, this whole gynocentric ideas, but I mean, come on, man. If you actually read the book I recommended to you, what was it? God damn it. Silent Weapons Required Wars? I gotta find it, hold on. Silent. I mean, it lays that out all for you. I mean, have people never read goddamn Silent Weapons Required Wars? Like, this, for me, is required reading, alright? If you don't understand, like, how they think at the highest levels with this book and these algorithms, logarithms, these methodologies programmed into machine learning, then you got no goddamn chance, alright? Like, they basically encoded the desires of humanity into sequencing for input-output for their plans. I mean, come on, man. Like, to me, this is basic. And this document is written, like, what? Like, in the 80s or something, or 70s? I mean, do you have any idea the difference between a normal person and the elites and all this technical shit? I mean, look, man, I'm like, for me, this is interesting. Like, I enjoy this for the lulz. But come on, man, they are way far more advanced than you think. And that's why it confuses me when Matt says that they're just not that good, they're just not that smart. Like, look, man, like, imagine if I was working for the dark side and it was my job to be assigned to the quote-unquote truther community. Like, come on, man. I would fucking run circles on you guys and mess you up if I was on the dark side.
Internalize. So the best time to introduce new ideas or truths is in a non-confrontational, covert fashion when they are relaxed, guard down, and entertainment is the perfect vector.
Yeah, entertainment's the perfect vector because that's what we call truth drop movies, entertainment, cartoons. It basically inserts things into your subconsciousness so that your cognitive biases aren't blocking it. Especially with, that's why the elites always say, no ideology, no creed, no religion, whatever. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, they're more upfront about things than you understand or realize. And a lot of the things that they say is actually true, but it's true in a weird way, or in a way that you wouldn't expect, which to them is funny. I mean, I think it's funny too, so.
This is most certainly why so much truth has been hidden in entertainment, interspersed.
I mean, this is also to balance out the karma. I mean, they tell you they can do whatever they want. I mean, you've been warned. Like Wizard of Oz, karma thing. I mean, the song Elsa, Let It Go, karma thing. I mean, how many times do I have to tell you through, like, cartoons and stuff? Rick and Morty is a perfect example.
With fictional cinematic themes and elements for plausible deniability.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we get the term from my Yoda master, fictionalizing the truth so the truth seems like fiction. So, I mean, the stuff that you hear out in fiction, it's more real than you think. I mean, that's where the truth lies, in fiction. Like Dune, Frank Herbert's Dune, you'll get a glimpse into, like, the highest machinations of royal society, of bloodlines you don't understand. That's why I love Dune. And also teaches you how to expand your consciousness, become a Mentat, a Bene Gesserit, Quasarion. I mean, there's ways to manipulate consciousness in your mind to do things that can only be seen as inhuman, alien, godlike. I mean, the modern state of humanity, for the most part, is an animal, because we're in an animal farm. You get what I'm saying?
Yet realities are introduced while people are relaxed in receptive mode, with social defense at the ready to rebuke anything conspiracy-ish. When people are indulging entertainment, generally their narrative filters are on a coffee break, so new ideas or concepts get in, even if those ideas are dismissed from the conscious mind once the filters are back on duty, analyzing the new concept. Oh, I think you would be astonished to see how much truth is hiding out in orchestrated productions under the guise of entertainment and fiction, especially sci-fi. Ask yourself this: what is the deepest truth you have discovered in your life?
Deepest truth. Sky is blue, water is wet.
What is the hardest earned wisdom that was hidden from you most of your life? Perhaps it is a thing you used to believe the polar opposite of. Now, many awakened males will rightfully claim unjust gynocentrism as the deepest truth hidden from them that nullified years of male privilege.
So the unjust gynocentrism, I mean, these theories popped up because of people realized that the pickup community was a scam. I mean, this goes back to basically evolutionary psychology. I mean, these theories postulated by the Magtar community, like specifically Barbar and Stardust, who's now Thinking Ape, where basically they were selling people the idea that, oh, anyone can get a girl and lay her in bed after going to a club. You just use these 5 simple weird techniques and do dumb shit like dress like a peacock and stuff like that. And then people started to dig deep into evolutionary psychology and realize that all society is basically around formation of protecting the female's womb to propagate the next cycle it's basically perpetuating the farm for evolution extraction. And then they came to the conclusion that males themselves are actually disposable just because of how it's a supply and demand thing. But I mean, this isn't really relevant to the Matrix topics that we're talking about. And the whole feminist agenda thing, I mean, this was pushed by goddamn, I mean, this was a heavy operation so that they could get females to work so they could double their tax revenue. Because before it was just the man working, and they could basically pay people less and get 2 people to work and tax them, and take up their time and enslave them. I mean, come on, man, this is just how it goes.
Propaganda, since, in point of fact, the reverse is true. Males are used, abused, and discarded, and females are actually...
I mean, well, that's true for the most part. I mean, in reality is actually controlled by the 0.001% of men, and maybe the top 10% get everything in general. But I mean, this is just how males act. It's scarcity model based on male disposability, and men don't like competition, so they weed out their competition. Or it's like genetic inferiority. I mean, men have this automatic drive to exert their will of power anyways, because that's a natural instinct so they can mate, which is the whole point of, material existence if you're an animal. As for a female, I mean, your existence really is about social cooperation, so you get along with the tribe or the village, and then like, it is what it is. I mean, this is evolutionary psychology based on just the animal existence of the material body, so that you keep this game going.
The elevated, exalted, even worshipped. Now, male disposability...
Yeah, but this is more of a modern thing. Like basically, especially in a modern era, I mean, women are venerated just because males aren't as needed as much. But if society was dangerous, males would be valued. Like if they were needed for like labor or war or something. I mean, this is merely a flipping of the script. I mean, this is also how they can exert power. Because someone said, you control the woman, you get the children, then the men will follow. I mean, that's actually a quote from Silent Weapons of Quiet Wars. I mean, there's a lot to this. I mean, this is more of a propaganda manipulation of the input-out system of the human machine, so that they can systematize this whole, matrix. I mean, this is more in line with game theory, really. It's basically just exploiting natural desires and evolutionary psychology based on the base 3 root chakras, which would be, like survival, then it's like sex, and then it's just ego stroking. I mean, to me, this is pathetic. I mean, this is like lower base humans, which is why the elites, they can run their game, because 99% of, well, it's more like 90% actually. 90% of people only sit in the lower chakras.
The may be.
I mean, this tactic is very effective. I mean, it's been going on since like, how long has it been going on since? Oh yeah, since Bernays. I mean, with the invention of really computers and machines in general, because of Alan Turing. I mean, this is what really set it off. I mean, machines have replaced the labor, but humans are still needed for the basically the spiritual loose production. I mean, there's a reason why like humans occupying consciousness is necessary. You can't just get rid of all the humans and put in machines. Like, they're not going to kill you. They need you for your loosh. I mean,
a realization greater than uncovering companies' deceit over product ingredients, or the debunking of conventional wisdom previous generations were raised on.
Well, previous generations were raised on a more natural system where things didn't change really. I mean, it's very rare for things to change even within generations back in the old days. That's why you can rely on the wisdom of the elders. But like these days, because of the flow of information and the changing of technology, society, culture. I mean, that's why people literally fall off the bandwagon. We get this whole boomer meme. Like the boomers, they're like, oh, things were much better in my day. Oh, it's like, oh, I hate change. Oh, this new fancy technology, it's evil. Like, come on, man. Like, you're just not using it right. Like, I exploited these opportunities to level up my mind and consciousness beyond what should have been allowed.
Such as old nutritional saws like eggs and butter are bad. Indeed, discovering and eventually assimilating inequitable male devaluation for purposes of expendability.
Yeah, the male devaluation has always been about exploitation anyways. I mean, really, society is based on exploitation. I mean, that's why we call it vampiric realm. Like, eventually, if you're in this psychopathic vampiric realm, the people who win the most are the psychopaths, or the people who exploit the most. I mean, that's a fact. Like, no one's shocked by this. But,
justification, this reality comprehension most assuredly shook your very grasp on life. And
yeah, I mean, it should shake you. I mean, but if you realize early on that especially if you're a young male, that you're a workhorse, you can exploit that. It's like how they exploit young females because they're fertile and fecund, and they express them. They're at their prime. I mean, this is merely human evolutionary psychology being exploited by game theory to manipulate society in a very specific way. So, I mean, this is based off mortality.
And rightfully so. Still, for others unwilling to accept this truth, there are perhaps other facets of deceit that have rocked their grasp on reality, and so...
Yeah, most people actually can't accept this anyways. It's because they've been programmed into this la-la happy land where, it's basically the infantilization of people, so that way they don't think for themselves, and then thus it creates a need for government or authority and then you blow all your money because you don't care because you're in happy la la Disney World. Oh my god, I'm gonna blow all my money. I'm gonna work like a slave so I can sit on the lower chakras and just get off of sensory pleasures because I'm an NPC. Like, I do have to talk about NPC theory in this video, by the way.
The greatest hidden truth they have hitherto discovered may be the corruption of government or corporation or military.
Well, of course, any megalithic entity that, it always leads to corruption anyways. That's the whole point of creating corporate entities. It's because the board's in charge. It's not about the little guy. It's about the shareholders.
All of which pale in import to the impact gynocentrism has on the animal kingdom.
Yeah, gynocentrism is actually a very big deal, but people aren't aware of it. But at the end of the day, it's not... Well, it is gynocentrism's fault, but this person's putting the blame on the wrong person. The person to blame is the simps, the white knights, all the guys who give money to Bella Delphine. Just go watch Twitch and Pokimane and all this crap. A lot of these problems are perpetuated by the peons at the bottom, anyways, and thus it causes a negative effect across the board for anybody else, and thus we get an idiocracy society. Because of people's inability to tame their childish emotional side. But that side is pushed forward so you can get the authoritarian babysitter anyways, because this is a sinister luge farm and it's preparing you for something in the afterlife to get extracted. This goes far. This goes far beyond the material world, because this is a very efficient farm and it gets more efficient after each age.
Gynocentrism is the deepest rabbit hole most people will not acknowledge, out of which our competition paradigm, even our species' priority and very survival dictates are mandated.
Yeah, all competition or or nest building, I want to buy a big house, I want a fancy car, I want to wear nice clothes, is in fact a male's need to attract the mate. But you can exploit this. If you understand that gynocentrism is real, where society is catered and built to high civilization to cater the whims of the females and the daughters, and I love my wife, then you can exploit this. Like I did it, where I exploited where people, because I'm a young male, people just leave me alone. They say to me as a workhorse, I work hard, everyone leaves me alone, no one bothers me, talks to me, and I spend all my time leveling up. and, you know, elevating my consciousness to enlighten myself. I mean, that's what I did. I mean, I was very aware of these theories a long time ago.
It supersedes the corruption of government or corporation. Yet, what if there are deeper realizations beyond gynocentrism? What if this entire reality is engineered and it is against you?
Well, it's against everyone, period. It is against the spirit. The greatest conspiracy is against the spirit. Like, let's not get hung up about this male, female, or like thing. I mean, the human form itself, bisected, bifurcated, is designed to partition out the spirit and have this hide and go seek of finding the pieces of you so you can get out after you don't even really remember that you were in a video game in the first place. And that's the only conspiracy that matters. The conspiracy against the spirit to harvest it for loosh and then eventually grind it down to expand out the matrix. I mean that's my theory.
Yes, perhaps materialist reductionism is all there is. There is nothing beyond us, no life or order beyond our planet. Perhaps everything is exactly as has been perpetuated by science. Well, Newtonian science models, because the most accurate theory ever, quantum theory, is irreconcilable with materialist science.
Yeah, materialist science, it's not really accurate. Newtonian, not really right. I mean, if you get to the brass tacks of everything, it's about vibrations, about the electricity, magnetism, wavelengths. That's why we have the double slit experiment. I mean, I've done the double slit experiment myself in chemistry class, so I don't know why Matt says that, oh, it's not really real. I've done it. I mean, like, you know, I do understand and like science, so that's why I understand these things more, like with my breakdown with the rainbow. But I can tell already that, you know, like people like Levette or Matt, they're not very sciencey. Like, I live in Massachusetts. In Massachusetts, there's only two types of people: patriot-loving retards with low IQ base level probably 90, and extremely intelligent autistic people like me. I mean, there's no in between in Massachusetts. That's why our average IQ is 10 points higher. But I mean, trust me, everyone around me is a goddamn, like, sports ball loving idiot. It makes me play goddamn fantasy football every year, and they peer pressure me. It won't leave me alone at work.
A rather big monkey wrench that traditionally steeped researchers just dismiss. However, I tend to err on the side of grander machination, orchestrated designs, perhaps
Yeah, I mean, this is obvious. The orchestrated design is what we call the architect. This architecture based on polytopic theory of the triangle, the circle, the square. I mean, you can go break it down to 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, we have the natural system of the tree, of the cross, of the body. That's where we get the cube. I mean, that's your prison, the body. You can break it down to chemical science. I mean, that's where we get fire, earth, air, fire, earth, air, wind, whatever. I mean, come on, man. That's just oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and carbon. I mean, that's the 4 elements breaking down to alchemy. I mean, you can even go down into basic ratios of symmetry. I mean, there's fractal theory, and you can also break it also down against the golden ratio. Or you can also look at the rainbow, the light spectrum. I mean, there's a lot here that points to you to the fact that this is all designed. I mean, like, if you think that this is a random coinky-dink and everything's just random, then you're a goddamn idiot.
Because it makes me feel cozy, like there is actually purpose, and especially justice, to address the inequity suffered here. Now, we know that science says that everything is solid, and this random chaos is all we can ever know for a specified number of years. But for our discussion here, let's entertain the padded room, straitjacket, tinfoil hat musings. So, what if there is actually design to this realm, and everything we think about material existence, as reported by our 5 senses, is invalid?
Yeah, that's what we call the illusion. This perception-based delusion of the mind so that the consciousness can experience, you know, a video game. I mean, it's been depicted a lot, like Rick and Morty, Blitz and Chips. I mean, that video of mine got deleted because of copyright reasons, but that showed it perfectly.
Okay, suspend disbelief and imagine. You are a grand being of infinite power and resource who...
Okay, so this is going back to the great before, from once before he came into this realm reality to play this video game. I mean, this is spoken about in Far Journeys, chapter 10, 11, 12, like I always keep harping about. I mean, you're basically an infinite being. You're playing, you're bored, you have massive imaginative powers, ability to manifest things at will. You're more of a Legend of Zelda light fairy being, or you don't really have a form either. Your form is your imagination, really. But the problem is that, you know, you're always stuck at the diamond, like the refractor with the diamond, which is why you get broken down to the 7 parts with the colors, and then you're supposed to reform those colors to touch back the diamond, become enlightened, which is where I get the term pink from. Like, because when the masculine and the feminine separate, which would be the ruby and the sapphire, leaves through the heart chakra of the emerald, and it goes out, then you're stuck with the diamond, the ruby, and the sapphire. I mean, this is Vedic thought. It's also mentioned in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and then they merge. I mean, this is why all the big countries have red, white, and blue. So then the red and the blue combines purple, and the purple is supposed to touch the lightness of the diamond. So then, I mean, if you lighten the color purple, it's pink. I mean, that's why I call it pink, like pink louche or the rose. I mean, you get to this enlightened form of elevating consciousness by, you know, like the diamond theory. I mean, and that's how you win. That's the whole point of the game. You can't even win this game by just going back to your previous state of only being a diamond. The game won't let you. It'll say, oh, you didn't learn your lesson. Oh, I have to come back here. I mean, this is spoken about in the book Far Journeys. You can only win by being like a Catholic saint, like a true saint, or a true Buddha. Like, that's why this realm is sinister. If not, you're just going to cycle out through either coming back here, the hell realms if you're a bad person, hungry ghost realm if you couldn't control your desires or urges, animal realm if you're really an idiot, like straight up idiot, like dumb idiocracy. Most people come to the human realm, or if they just live a good life, like I did the best I could with my circumstances, they'll go to the God's realm, of the spirit realm, of the ethereal realm. And if you're a dark wizard, yeah, you actually either go hell, hungry ghost if you're a shitty dark wizard, but most of the initiated boys, they end up going to the demigod's realm, which is similar to the God's realm, but it's not as pleasant because of everyone's competition. It's cutthroaty. That's where we get the ideas of the Asuras and the Devas, or the I guess in what is Zoroastrianism, it would be archons and aeons. I mean, these are specific references to entities moving on to different realms. It's very obvious in Vedic thought, specifically with the Asuras and the Devas. I mean, come on, this is where you get the idea of like angels and demons. It's spoken about over and over and over in all cultures. It's just whether or not you can recognize it.
Who masters every game that you play, and thus you are continually on the lookout for the next grand universal challenge. Then, along comes...
Yeah, I mean, this idea is basically like, imagine playing Grand Theft Auto with cheat codes, where you have infinite life, you can't die, you have all the guns and stuff. You're gonna get bored real fast.
A new game, whose only objective is to find a way out.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. I mean, finding a way out, I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, the only way to win in this game is to become enlightened, discard your humanity, and return back to an alien spirited being with the experience of being a human, so you learned your lesson. That is the only way to escape. Like, after all my research, I found that is the only way. It is congruent with Gnosticism, original Buddhism. I mean, to me it's not hard, but there's a lot of stuff to go through, like the 3 trials of master, purification of spirit, actualization of spirit, to liberate the spirit, and then you're out of here. But come on, if I say just be enlightened to escape, I mean, is that really helpful?
What? Just find an exit? Is that it? Easy peasy, you think. The only catch is that when you enter the game and choose a character, you agree.
So when you choose a character, you're incarnating as your avatar. I mean, it's Pokemon Spend Book of the Dead. That's why I don't really advise you to have any real attachment to the ego or the human being that you play, because the next round you're probably just playing as the opposite, you know, gender in a different age or similar age. It's really up to you. There's a lot of factors to this.
Agree to temporal amnesia, and once you are in the game...
Whoa, I mean, there's this distinction here. You agree to temporal amnesia if you decide not to keep the memories of your previous ego, which is why the elites who master reincarnation, or even these Tibetan lamas, whatever, who can find their previous lama master and reincarnate this person, and they figured exactly where they reincarnated. I mean, look, man, I mean, this is more of a secret thing, but you can figure out your past life, only if you're trained, really. I mean, this is a heavily guarded secret, so... I mean, to me, this has no relevance, because I'm a last timer, I don't care at all, I'm getting out. But, I mean, for other people, I mean, this isn't really true. Like, amnesia happens at the loosh extraction point.
You cannot leave except by defeating the game through successful exit. So, you forget who you are in a game, and you forget the objective.
Yeah, the objective is to use this realm, leverage off its hellish and heavenly aspects to surpass both aspects of good and evil, of duality, of dichotomy, and thus you reach the middle path. Oh my god, the straight and narrow path of the yellow brick road, and then thus you become enlightened like Dorothy and go full Dorothy and leave. I mean...
And every time your character dies and comes back, you never remember that you are willingly participating in this game.
Yeah, we are willingly participating because you agreed to the terms of the conditions before you even came here, as your first experience as a being. But over time, you do forget. I mean, that happened to AAA in a story in Far Journeys to That Spirit. It eventually just kept degrading and forgetting that it was a true spirited being, and its friend BB is trying to help it. But it's pretty pointless, because this trap pretty much traps like 99% of the people.
So life after life, you proceed through challenge and turmoil, seemingly without rhyme or reason. Oh, there are clues.
Yeah, the only guarantee in life is death and suffering. That's a fact. And that's not even being like a doomer. I mean, that's just a fact.
Clues here and there, but you are left to your limited, ignorant musings, or the interpretation.
I mean, there are a lot of clues. There's a lot of truth drops everywhere, especially the worse things get, like now. They have to leave a lot of clues.
Of others, such as science or religion, regarding the purposes of life.
And while religion in its modern form isn't about spiritual liberation, it's about spiritual enslavement. I mean, they're in on this whole game with the archonic or aeonic beings to harvest out your loosh to build out this realm, this humanistic idea of the human race is good. I mean, that's why they call it human race anyways. Like, come on, Highlander, there can only be one.
Okay. This sounds like a wickedly challenging game. Moreover, even in between character incarnations, in between lives, you, the grand universal player, is still immersed in amnesia and in the after or in-between life status.
I mean, you really are immersed in amnesia until you can really open up your pineal gland and activate your thinking or thought process in the higher aspect anyways. That is very true, which is where we get this illusion of an NPC or a normie. I mean, I hope he gets to this soon so I can talk more about NPC and normie theory.
This is still part of the game. You may or may not receive a debriefing of your objective by family members or religious.
Yeah, you only get a debriefing in the beginning before you enter here, and the great before. You're obviously not going to get it from your family members or religion. I mean, religion is just there to extract resources from you or your soul. Like, that's what that's for. As for your family, I mean, unless you live in like an old blood family, you're not going to get no help.
Icons that persuade you to go back, but then...
Well, they don't... I mean, do they really... I mean, they don't really persuade you to go back. You agree to come in here. It's on auto loop. And then if you cannot let go of your attachments to your previous life, then you'll be like, oh, maybe if next time things could be different. Oh, if only I was rich. Oh, if only I was a male or a female. Oh, if only I was in another age. Like, this trap keeps cycling because you think you can change it. Like, if you're in that thinking mode, then you're on a hamster wheel because you care too much. If you're still, then you win.
You have no choice but to play the game another round, because you agree to the terms that once inserted, you would not remember anything, and you cannot leave the game except by the proper exit. So here you are, in a place of unfairness and injustice, a place of ugliness and hardship, knowing nothing about this construct or the surrounding universe.
I mean, that's why this Hell Realm is very unique. It has extreme beauty coinciding with extreme ugliness. So, I mean, how are you supposed to know how terrible your life is if you can't see the ultra super elite living in absolute luxury with hookers every day? I mean, come on, that's part of the game. Like, some people actually like the game. That's why they take on these roles as wardens to the game masters, and the game masters are these entities that are far beyond the material realm.
Or even mortality's purpose. Hence, amidst total insecurity and complete uncertainty, the species to which your character belongs.
Well, as for the mortality, I mean, mortality keeps getting less and less. I mean, no, look, in the Golden Age, I don't think anybody really died unless they wanted to. Then people had lifespans of like thousands of years, then it got cut down to like hundreds of years, and then down to like 200 years, and now we're down to like average of 80, 60 to 80. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this has more to do with the cycling and how the rotations of the ages come anyways. I mean, this is more of a cosmic thing. I mean, there has to be some sort of time limit, I suppose, to perpetuate the life-death rebirth cycle to allow for transmutation of the spirit. If not, they will just sit out and settle out. But it is more about Loosh. They're just refining the process of the farm.
More fiercely to the brief bits of fleeting temporary pleasures that are placed here to distract and confuse you away from realizing this as a landscape of torment, because you are meant to get discontented, disillusioned, and eventually search for more.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big truth drop, what he's saying right here. Like, you're supposed to get bored, you're supposed to get discontented, you're supposed to feel melancholic. You're supposed to feel like, oh my god, why am I here? This place is a shithole. I gotta get out to Clown World. Like, come on, I mean, this is very true. So that you get the hint, the inkling, that you need to figure out a way to escape. If you can. Most people cannot figure it out. But that's where we get this idea of an old timer. You've already done this incarnation cycle, like, probably like, 5-6 times at least. And you're like, ooh, maybe this is a bad idea.
Move forward, not get bogged down trying to make a happy life in the game, which is an antagonizing simulation.
Yeah, making a happy life in a world run by like Jeffy at B-Boys and like the sick carnal nature around you. I mean, are you serious? Building out their reality to make their life easier? Like, come on, man, you have to be an idiot to do this.
I know, this is ridiculous. But what if the background of this game is purposely crafted to obstruct, confuse, and defeat you because the game depends on the players?
Yeah, see, this game wouldn't have a reason to exist if it wasn't for the conscious beings with the neural network animating it. I mean, this is the whole point of the premise of the movie. The game has no function or service. It can't get certain beings to animate it to a certain degree, then the simulation falls apart. Like, we see it in this idiocracy world, or Mandela effects, or weird stuff happening where it's like reality is just simply disintegrating because there isn't enough participation in the game, which is why they need to recruit more elevated spirits to join them or become wardens or finish out the game for them to keep the simulation running. But I mean, but then we lead to this problem of the solipsism or narcissism of the truthers, where they think they're the most important beings. I mean, come on, this guy isn't a truther, you can tell, but he's figured out a lot.
Without players, the game would not be. So the game designer needs continuity of play to give the game existence.
Yeah, the continuity of play is the cycling out of ages, where you have themes of the game. So in the age of Pisces, I mean, come on, the theme is belief, so you had megalithic religions and stuff, which is why we're cycling out to Aquarius, but Aquarius could be a while. I mean, we're more in a transition phase, really. But that would be like the age of imagination, this VR Ready Player One cyberpunk world where you express extreme individuality, where you are the king crown of whatever. I mean, that's why all this weird shit is happening right now with the restructuring of the Great Reset. It is what it is. They just want to make sure that they're in power when the next age cycles out for the video game, because the rules are changing. That's all it is.
It's like a casino. You are not meant to win. This game exists because of you. And
yeah, I mean, this game exists because of you. You are not to win. Basically, you win if you can just leave with like even like a certain amount of chips, basically to basically cash out for so-called enlightenment. I mean, there's only a very few amount of things that you have to do, really. So
To ensure game existence, we have an overseer monitoring the game, the players, and proactively making dynamic game changes as needed to...
Yeah, so this is where you get your not milk minion people, even on the local level. This is where you get your stage play actors of the Imaginary Dark the Parnassus theater troupe of, oh, you can either devoid yourself in the pure debauchery and reach oblivion, or you can use this realm for pure enlightenment, and everyone uses it for pure debauchery and thus grinds out their own soul. I mean, almost no one uses this game for enlightenment. That's why I call this place a crack house. There's free crack everywhere. It is what it is. I mean, that's the whole point of the game. That's why it exists in the first place. But a spirit can level up beyond imagination here. Like, you can't level up to this degree. That's why this hellish realm exists in the first place. That's why it's allowed to exist, really.
Ensure player failure. So, let's say the Overseer is a form of artificial intelligence.
Okay, so this artificial intelligence, he's referring specifically to the architect anyways. You know, my boy Jabulon. I mean, it's pretty obvious, so it's pretty much confirmed everywhere. I mean, this is where we get the idea of the true Godhead, the being of three divinities, Jabulon, God of the Freemasons, the architect, Like, come on, I mean, this is the god of the material realm. The material realm is a phony copy of the realms outside of here. It's a false reality, and it cannot survive on its own. It requires the creative energy libido of spirited beings that came out of here to basically sustain it. I mean, that's why this realm itself is vampiric, because its creator is the false creator, really. So
that is conscious, in that it is aware of itself and its existence, which is beholden solely to the game. Yet it does not have a soul or eternal validity like you, the game player.
Yes, well, that's true, because this thing was birthed from Sophia. It doesn't actually have the aspect of the pious pistis of its of Sophia's creator, which would be the spiritual god. I mean, this is more Gnosticism, which is why early Christianity, like the early Christians, they got it right. They were trying to go back to the spiritual god and discard their material form and not have children and detach themselves from the material world, which is why they cried every time a child was born. They knew what was up. They knew the game for what it was. But eventually, every religion, I don't care if it's Christianity, Buddhism, the Indian religions, eventually it gets cycled out to perpetuate the game, because everyone who wins is someone who can't tell the next generation how the game works, and then they leave, and then that's why the place keeps degrading and degrading until there's a cataclysmic event, because the parameters of the game has not been met, and thus the architect needs to reset it out for the loose production. I mean, this is merely a video game thing. Like, there are certain specific conditions, which is why people have mandates to do certain things to get certain goals. That's why it's run in a very bureaucratic fashion. Like, this is like, if you're on the higher levels, have you ever met these strange beings, like non-Minion overlords? I mean, they operate in a very systematic function, so...
So it realizes it exists because of the game which you are in. So to it, survival itself is dependent on you remaining ensconced in this game, character after character, turn after turn, or, in other words, lifetime after lifetime. And to that end, it has erected many, many interruptions and distractions to keep you from deciphering the various breadcrumbs.
Yes, it is very true. I mean, a lot of people here, as soon as you find my channel, haven't you noticed you get distracted, or you get sick, or the Matrix keeps getting in its way and sending Agent Smith to keep you away from my channel? I mean, this is obvious. Like, I mean, as for the breadcrumbs, there's a lot of breadcrumbs. Be very aware of the distraction. Like, even my intro to this video, I never really had that much computer problems until making this video. So that was merely the distraction. I was about to quit, but this video is too important.
Clues that are necessarily dispersed throughout the game. So it throws biological urges and compels social programming of all different types.
Yeah, the biological urges would be the lower chakras. I mean, that's why you have the spine anyways. Like in Freemasonry, there's like 32 degrees to be a master, 33 is an honorary degree, and then you can rise up through the brain, which is these 13 offices. But basically, the base level of the spine is your symbolism of how low of an animal you are, which is the red chakra. And then as one climbs up and you unlock the gates to the chakra, that's like declaring yourself as more of a elevated being, where you're trying to get back to your alien spirit god form from before you were trapped in a physical human body in the first place. I mean, that's the original point of secret societies, to teach you how to unlock these chakra gates, climb up the spine like the rising of the Kundalini, and go back to the form that you were before. Which is why they demonize this, which is why this is kept secret now. I mean, even though this to me is basic, so like, there's a big difference between a person who only identifies with getting laid on the weekends and partying with someone like, you know, me. But don't get it twisted. I mean, someone like a truther, like you know, no offense to Matt, like Matt, I mean, has their own gripes and is nowhere near the level of, like, let's say, an obviously level 32 Mason. I mean, that person is far beyond Matt. So, I mean, this is merely an underestimation of even people that you don't understand. So
it bombards with pleasures and warm feelings of affection, even love. It throws pain, suffering, tyranny at you. It does everything it can, whether good, bad, ugly, or unpleasant, because it needs you to be fully distracted into nesting in this game.
Yeah, it needs your investment. I mean, that's why they keep plucking at your heartstrings. I mean, that's a truth drop, plucking at your heartstrings. You've heard of that before. I mean, they'll do whatever it takes to get you invested into this game. Which is why people who cannot think objectively, like, that's why I recommend the book Why Buddhism is True, get lost in these topics and just embrace their NPC normie mind.
So that other intelligences that purchase existence because of the game, they will have continued life.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they get people invested. This is the sunken cost fallacy. I mean, the people at the very top, I mean, they want this game to continue going on forever and ever and ever, because they can't get out. They've already put too much money in. Like imagine putting $5,000 into Fortnite, okay? Like, you're not gonna quit the game, all right? Just because you're the coolest dude in Fortnite. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, that's why. But then people are like, oh, I want to quit. No. If you quit, then this game dies and my skins are worthless. Like, come on. I mean, this is what it is.
Now, there are other infinite beings playing other biological avatars ensconced in the same game of escape under amnesia.
I mean, well, first of all, I would say that almost everyone who is a spirited being, unless you're a psychopath, is an eternal spirited being. That's why there's like a huge, massive line to get into Disney realm. But I mean, spirits are on different levels. I mean, some people have been here longer than others. Some people have been institutionalized. Some people, their spirit's about to dim out and go out, and they're going to get perma-abyssed into the animal realm to expand out the matrix. Everyone's on different spiritual levels, really. Like, the only thing you need to be aware of is a first-timer, old-timer, last-timer. Like, a first-timer is a complete NPC. They just care about the sensory perceptions and love orgasms and ecstasies. A normie is really someone who can only climb up to a certain rank or ladder in the chakra, but they can't activate their crown chakra, so they can't activate their higher spiritual form. And they love the human form existence of being human or loving life itself. And it's not until you're a last timer where you see the extreme sinister nature of everything and realize it's a goddamn loose farm. If you don't get out when you realize what the farm is, then you're never getting out. So that's why being a last timer is dangerous. Like no matter what, I'm getting out this incarnation. Like, I don't care.
Though you do interact with other legitimate universal players who have existence outside this constructed realm, this observable universe that we think surrounds us. However, also peppering the background of the game, there are computer-generated characters. And in fact, these non-player characters may outnumber legitimate external players.
I wouldn't say that's true. Non-playable characters is more of the system creating a script and algorithms for things or interactions itself. Like, if you met me at work, I act like an NPC. I always say, hello sir, can I help you find something? I'm only designed with so many scripts or ways to react at work. Like, there's only about 10 different things I can really do because of my position. So I literally, if you met me in real life at my job, I literally act like an NPC. I tell everybody I act like an NPC. There's only script dialogues with me, so don't really talk to me, because I'm just going to act like a video game NPC. Everyone thinks it's hilarious, because I'll literally say the exact same lines over and over and over and over to them, like every single day for years, because to me this is hilarious. But I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, that's where we have this division of the two selves. There's the true self, which you exhibit as you would when you are alone and truly reflect upon yourself. That's your more true awareness self. And then there's the self that has to interact with Matrix. That's your NPC self. Like, you have to work to survive. I mean, that's just how it is. So, like, this is a problem in perspective. Like, if you met me at work and you think I'm an NPC, like, you are dead wrong.
Now, these non-player characters would be real and is alive.
And NPC characters is really people who can't really exhibit either expression of the crown chakra or the higher selves, or even express empathy, really, of the heart chakra.
Alive as you. Indeed, they would have degrees of self-awareness similar in nature to the artificial intelligence governing the entire game.
I mean, that's why the artificial intelligence doles out rewards, like Matrix rewards, for people who play its game, provides it loosh. I mean, that's why you have like jobs like celebrities and football players. Like, they don't really benefit society, but they get paid the most because they're the best at extracting high-grade emote loosh. Like, imagine going to a football game and everyone cheering, giving all their loosh magic, or a celebrity where they create worship power. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's how it works. That's why you find, like, jobs like what I do, it's barely worthless. I could work full-time on my normal job, which is what I was thinking of doing instead of doing this, and I would make more money. Because, I mean, there's no real reward in the things that I'm doing, except for me, it's just helping other spirits, really.
And they may even have freedom within the game to choose their own destiny, as with...
Well, as for the game, I mean, when you die and cycle out, you can usually choose some sort of control of your next incarnation if you're aware anyways. So, and in terms of choosing destiny, I mean, that's why they have this factory output system of education anyways, from the goddamn industrial age. I mean, this came off the Austrian-Prussian model, so you could create a factory model for humanity so that the system runs more like a factory anyways. Like, you don't have any real choice if you're within the system for the first 21 years of your life. So, like, from 5 to 21, the system owns you. You have no choice. You have no free will, really. It's not until you can reflect by yourself on these topics that you have any real say.
Any game, these non-player characters would necessarily make up the bulk of ambient people in the world. The politicians, the corporate...
Okay, well, we gotta be very clear. When it comes to politicians or super high-level people, I mean, they're part of the game. They're part of the theater troupe. This is a clear distinction because they're part of the Lodge Boys and secret societies. Their part of the game is to be the farmer, really. So there's a clear distinction there.
Personalities, the rich and famous, even friends, co-workers, or simply the human masses.
Yeah, but just remember, this is a cognitive biasy problem. Like, the people around you have been brainwashed. All these spirits have been brainwashed around you to accept the human conditioning as a good thing. When in the old times, like the time of the Gnostics or the Protestant Reformationist Christians, they're like, oh God, this place sucks ass. We gotta get out. We gotta go back to the sleeping unconsciousness with God and just rest there, out of this shithole. I mean, this is merely a perspective problem of the age that we were in, so.
Filling stadiums, subways, and malls. The rub is that these non-player characters do have self-awareness and self-determinism within the game that sustains their existence.
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem like the lotus. Most people are actually asleep or a lotus bud stuck in the mud. Like, the only people that I've met that don't have... Well, look, if you don't have spirit, usually the ego wants to just off itself or go full psychopath. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, even these people who are so-called MK Ultra mind controlled, I mean, their spirit is just powering another entity to take over its body, really. I mean, that's if you get high-level stuff. But most people in general do have a spirit. They're just not aware or awake, which is where we get this idea, of an awakened being, an enlightened being.
Yet they have root programming that they unknowingly follow.
Oh, the root programming is programmed from you from biological evolutionary psychology. Your chakra systems, what your school tells you, what your culture tells you, what your religion tells you. I mean, this is why there's this argument of, you don't really have free will or choice. And it's because you've been brainwashed from like your most formative years of 5 to 25. So, but then after a certain point, you're supposed to make a decision. Most people, they don't want to do the hard work of reforming their spirit from the ground up and starting all over. It's a sunken cost fallacy. That's why most people love their slavery, love their humanity.
which is to keep you fooled, sequestered to the game. Now, some will hinder by abusing you and getting you to be depressed into apathy. Others will entangle you through love, get you to care or fall in love with them.
Yeah, see, this is a devious system that basically gets everyone else to farm out loosh for them. Like, come on, high-grade emote loosh. This is based on frequency and vibrations. The more you react, the more you animate the game, which is why you should never react to them. And this whole mask, no mask thing, dude, I did not give a shit. All this doomer shaking in their cage. Oh, I'm vibrating, shaking the cage. I'm a dog. Oh, I'm in fear. Oh, look at all this loot falling out. I don't give a shit. Alright? I'm not a sucker at any level.
Still others impede by tempting and teasing you with carnality or physical pleasures. And all these tactics work amazingly well. Either way, you invoke emotion, whether hatred and anger, or love and affection, and emotion keeps you entangled. You see, the purpose of any tactic used on you is to invoke emotion.
Yes, I agree. This is very good. This is very congruent with the loosh farm explanation of basically extracting out high-grade emote loosh, which is the creative libido of the god to build out this realm, really. I mean, that's the whole point of the architect. I mean, he's trying to extract out aspects of the original creator to build out his Minecraft world more out and more fleshed. And this is how this game works.
Because when you are emotional, you are ill-equipped to recognize or decipher the clues of the game. You are caught up in trivial minutia, unavailable to ponder the greater design of this existence, wherein you start to hunt for truth, which leads to a desire to exit this place of...
Yeah, that's what we call the never-ending rabbit hole, or pissed on breadcrumbs, baby. Everyone knows about that, right?
Lies, transient pleasure, and robust suffering. Wow! That is a difficult challenge. When you begin to see the clues of the game, all the material...
Yeah, dude, the clues everywhere. Come on, you've been told so many times, the clues everywhere. And just think hard about all the most popular movies ever made. It's out there. Think about all the music videos. Like, come on, even the most benign looking music videos like Katy Perry, like Slave to the Rhythm. I mean, that's a big one.
Realism, all the love and affection and sex chasing, all the shallow interactions, all chaos and contradiction, all the random pointlessness of social flocking, all the futility of human endeavors of power and material pursuit, all the corruption, backstabbing, and dog-eat-dog competition mentality, alongside love and human goodwill and the contradictory premise of life, both good and bad existing simultaneously, depending on interpretation, all the polarization and extremes of this place.
I mean, this is him explaining the sinister nature of the humanistic perspective of the human experience of being a human being. I mean, he's telling you how the prison, warps your mind to love it.
When you start to see all this as a grand illusion meant to snag you into emotion so that you become invested in the props and drama on a purposefully groomed stage and lose total sight of the fact that you are on the stage to find an exit.
Yeah, this is very important. You gotta find an exit. I mean, if you already experience, this human experience for what it is and you can learn from it and be enlightened, you gotta find an exit. This is the problem with the old timers. They couldn't find an exit.
Not make yourself comfortable. You are an all-powerful, eternal entity looking for a challenge, and this game promised difficulty levels that intrigued you. So the artificial intelligence orchestrating the details and adaptations of the game, it does so under threat of annihilation.
And it's very important. It operates on the threat of annihilation, which is why I made that joke about, oh, it's Earth, the show's gonna get canceled, or I'm gonna give this place a 1-star rating. I can actually do that. I can literally give it a 1-star rating and leave a sign warning other spirits on my way out if I felt like it, telling people, oh, it's like, you're not going to make it, it'll grind your soul, a 99% failure rate. You can literally do this if you feel like it, if you're that powerful. I mean, that's why it's afraid of powerful beings realizing how this place works, and it's very, even the people who serve it, they're very concerned with, someone like me talking about this stuff, and they can't really do anything to me, because then maybe I'll just try to wipe out this whole reality game on my way out. I mean, come on, man. If you're an all-powerful being, you can do whatever you want. I mean, that's why I don't give two shits about the architect, and I talk shit about my boy Jobulon all the time. Like, come on, man. Like you hear the stuff Robin Monroe was talking about the astral realm. I was getting harassed nonstop for like 2 years by spiders. All right, it was annoying. It was weird.
Should the players win. Thus, it has set up an atmosphere and characters that use, abuse, confuse, and distract you. Non-player characters meant to confuse and entangle you with toe-curling pleasure and ego-stroking flatteries, even soul-stirring affections. At the same time, they despise, mock, and mistreat you. Meanwhile, all of this behavioral bipolarity is meant to distract you, keep you obligated to reenact experiences in this false environment over and over and over again.
It's actually very ingenious. This pull, push, reforming to solidify this, corporate entity that is your ego, you, because in your perspective now in this current form, you think it's the you. It's not you. That's why in my video story time I told you that the enemy is you. That's the whole point of the movie Fight Club, where Tyler Durden, he had to kill Tyler Durden to win. Really, I mean. That's a necessary requirement. There's actually, like, I want to say 6 or 7 necessary things you have. Well, really, it's like, it's probably 10 necessary things you have to do. I mean, this stuff is non-negotiable for like a free ticket out of here. So, I mean, I mentioned it a lot before. I just never really told people the exact, progression chart. I mean, to me, it's just, I've already talked about it so many times, so I just never went fully in depth in it. Like, remember, fear, death, and overcoming it, cosmic abandonment, will to power, purification of spirit, actualization of spirit, liberation of the spirit, attaining enlightenment, disassociation of the human avatar, and, letting go of the you that is you, letting go of the detachment, stillness of the mind, of the spirit. I mean, this is all necessary. It seems like it's a lot, but if you actually are at that point, it's like really nothing. So
the background effects, players, and storylines are not about goodness or happiness. Religious or optimistic postcard themes of life is beautiful and wondrous and life is good are baloney. Just another confusion, more misinformation about existence to confuse and antagonize players further by making you feel like a failure because you should.
Yeah, because it makes if it makes you feel like you're missing something, there's always, the next hit of crack, all right? And you gotta get higher hit, until eventually you OD. I mean, that's what he's talking about. That's why I call this place a crack house.
Find happiness amidst ugliness and negativity. Everybody else does, and if you cannot, something is wrong with you.
I mean, that's retarded. That's like saying putting, lipstick on a pig. Still a pig. This realm's like a pig. So, I mean, that's another truth shop. All these idioms and sayings.
Try again, and then again, and keep trying. Meanwhile, as
like another one's like you can't make a mountain out of an anthill. I mean, come on, man. If you're trying to build out the system for them, then you're a goddamn idiot, and you're never gonna make it. Like these people who are too attached to their humanity. We're a soul group. Oh, we gotta stick together in Disney realm forever and chill out in this heavenly white picket fence farm. Oh my god. Like, come on, that's why I don't ever talk about, we're one soul group family like Lavette and how she has like slaves to worship her and work for her and do whatever she wants to make requests to buy plane tickets. Like, come on, what the hell? Like, how come, a bunch of you guys are from California. I want to go to Disneyland. Someone needs to buy my Disneyland tickets and fly me over there and let me stay at your house. Come on, guys. I mean, we're a soul group. Come on, guys. Come on, Orby. Come on, Vanessa. I know you're in California. Like, come on, I mean, that stuff's retarded. Like, in reality, it's, if you pay attention to Robin Monroe with these last timers, these guys are serious about getting out. So, I mean, that's why I point you in that direction.
You are ensconced in trying to resign the ugly environment with the happiness ideals we are brainwashed with. The entities that exist because of the game, well, they get to keep on living.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're so interested in perpetuating the game forward. I mean, that's why they're trying to rebuild out this great reset anyways with UBI and extreme sensory pleasure because, I mean, the game is stuttering. There's too many people not participating or playing or whatever. And that's why there's a system engineer at the highest levels to reset out this realm to basically go full cyberpunk because the Loosh mandate isn't met. I mean, there's a lot more to this. I mean, it's pretty obvious. with like obviously with this person who's a MGTOW. I mean, there's a lot of guys not playing the game, and you got that many people playing not playing the game with the truthers. I mean, this is a problem. That's why I gotta rope them back in with the fear with the Voldemort disease. You know what I'm saying?
Now, this game is formidably clever by invoking distraction through emotional entanglement, to the extent that most players are fully enamored of this place as real. This is all there is, and so we need to settle.
Yeah, that's why you're told that this is all there is, where they try to, they try to implant the idea that the consciousness doesn't continue after death, when every other ancient people knew this. I mean, this we're in a dark age, really.
In and be content or resigned with everything and everyone that surrounds us in this life. After all, there is nothing else. Guys, we might as well make the best of usury and suffering and try to get our piece of the pie before the other poor slobs take it from us. So we have a wonderful...
I mean, this is more of a Malthusian concept. In reality, Buckminster Fuller told you that you can actually optimize technology and resources where everyone can live like gods, but then you wouldn't have the pyramid structure. And this is part of the game too. They need to trick people to climb up the pyramid structure to keep the game going, because if everyone was satisfied, there would be no more running of the rat race anyways. So a lot of the problems that we have these days, it's done on purpose. It's artificiated on purpose. Because if you don't have this feeling of inadequacy of needing stuff, then you're not going to play. Like, that's why the herbivore men and grass men of Japan, they're dangerous, because they ain't playing the game no more. I mean, this happens in highly civilized societies that are highly developed with resources. So,
land of emotion and sensory oppositional extremes. We have orgasm and kidney stones. We have love, good Samaritanism, and we have hatred and violence.
Yeah, he's illustrating the point of duality and dichotomy. These extremities without understanding nuance or the middle path. I mean, that's a big part of the game. So, I mean, it's a very binary system. So, like, that's what the AI is. It's binary. It only thinks in A or B, Democrat, Republic, red or blue. Like, it can't really deviate much. That's why your options is always chunky salsa or smooth salsa. It's like, well, you're thinking, but I don't want salsa. Well, pick one. And that's how the game works.
All of these juxtapositional experiences succeed in inducing confusion, which boiled...
Yeah, see, it confuses you, which is where it seems like you don't have free will, because you don't know how to think beyond the shadows. I mean, that's the whole point of the allegory of the cave by Plato. I mean, that's why I'm here to clarify your confusion. So,
down is emotional entanglement as we labor to control our experiences. In addition, we have all manner of ideologies to further distract us.
Yeah, ideology, creed, dogma, religion. I mean, come on, man. This is just more balls and chains to your spirit. Or even things that happen to you in your life. You're supposed to let go of humanity, your humanity, which is your prison body. You gotta let go of your sex that you're born, the age that you're in, the past that happened to you, your identification with age, your identification with whatever religion or political party you have. I mean, disassociation with your slave job. I mean, there's a lot to do, but it's pretty easy. Just let go of the ball and chain, really. And too many people are attached to these things.
We have causes of injustice, such as slavery or genocide or cruelty to animals, to invoke emotion and involve us in strife. Again, confusion besieges us.
Yeah, I mean, they do this to elicit emotion from you so you don't think. I mean, like even slavery, I mean, if you knew what the whole Civil War was really about, like, it was not about slavery, it was about the anti-Masonic Party in America getting too much power, so they had to do this whole Civil War about slavery to wipe out that party from getting traction. I mean, people don't realize that because that's how far history is hidden. Because, I mean, come on, man. I mean, things are... I mean, to me, things are much more controlled or systematized or algorithmic. Like, everything's basically based on methodologies at this point, run by machine learning systems. Like, to me, like, come on, man. I mean, like, they are so far advanced. Like, you have no idea. That's why I never underestimate them.
For we observe that at the same time, we have people enjoying rides at Disneyland. Other folks around the world are being abused even
You heard that, Disneyland? Oh my god, that's why everyone goes to Disney Realm. Oh my god.
murdered. We have suffering due to governing philosophies. At the same time, we have hedonism at nightclubs around the world. So, you see, when you look at...
I see, Disney Realm has everything for everyone. Alright, every experience you can imagine. Alright? It's imagination land.
all the contradiction of humanity framed against the bigger picture of existence proffered here, you soon realize that it doesn't matter what you believe or feel, just as long as you believe and feel something.
See, there's a very important thing what he just said. As long as you believe or feel something. The Matrix doesn't really care what option you pick. As long as you pick an option offered by the Matrix. See? That's how they get you. That's how they create an attachment.
Because this feeling handicaps and subjugates you to the game that you forgot you vowed to escape. Feel good, feel bad. Do good works, do bad deeds. It doesn't matter.
See? It's very important. You need to be still so that the higher spirit is in charge, so you can focus on your grand escape plan. Alright? This is the great Shawshank Redemption out of Disney Realm, alright?
Sure. Everything ties you to emotion, and emotion effectively hijacks neutral, detached introspection, which may precipitate
Yes, it is very important. You need to have introspection and reflection. Alright? That's a necessary skill.
the desire for more, something beyond cheap pleasures or socially programmed cookie-cutter dreams and ambitions. And eventually, emotional revocation may lead to your active quest for an exit. And the entities who cease to exist once the game is conquered, well, obviously, they cannot allow this.
Yeah, they can't allow it because the game has no purpose. It gets flushed, alright? This is what causes cataclysms early, alright? That's why it's dangerous when last timers leave. That's why they're very interested in last timers. Like, I'm serious about this last timer thing. I mean, like, you know, like the other truthers, they want to make their soul group and meet each other up in, like, the heavenly realms of the God realm, where they just have a white picket fence and leave it to Beaver World, where nothing really changes. They're still in Disney realm. Alright? They're gonna get extracted for illusion, eventually grind back down to the human realm. Alright? They mean nothing to the system. That's why to me they're a bunch of phonies and frauds. Alright? You gotta focus on your only goal. Escape.
The game is devious. The stakes are high, and nothing...
Yeah, the stake is your eternal spirit. I mean, when you get finally grinded down, I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's why animals far outnumber humans. I can imagine if you get grinded onto an ant and can never rise up from that because you've basically ensconced yourself into the Matrix. That's why in Tibetan Book of the Dead, the animal realm is the most dangerous realm. It's almost impossible to escape that realm. I mean, some beings do, where they become a cat and a dog and a human elevates them up so they can try again. But come on, man. I mean, think about the seriousness of this game.
Nothing dirty or underhanded is prohibited, so you are bombarded with mass propaganda, whether science or religion. For both.
Yeah, nothing's off the table, but that's why they have to offset their karma, alright? There's certain rules, with the guidelines, the books, and they have to tell you. Like, there are rules to this game to make it at least an even fight, but you're just not aware if the truth drops. Like, I'm very aware. Like, I see it in everything.
Both are meant to invoke emotion. Indeed, ideologies, theories, beliefs, history, everything we are told is suspect.
Yeah, that's why you need to empty the mind, alright? And they tell you to empty the mind.
It may be merely weaponized propaganda to entangle us in attachment to this realm. For instance, maybe historical outrages, such as genocide, actually happened. Maybe they didn't. Maybe some did, some didn't. Maybe all the social recounting of injustice throughout history, all the war, all the
Yeah, see, what he's saying is very illustrative of Native Americans. That's why they'll never make it. That's why they drink themselves into cultures to death. And then they just get, you know, these grand memories, illusions of a previous greater age where the people are big. They do the same thing with the Indian people, alright? Every race that was enlightened and a lot of people got out, they marginalized the survivors, even my race. I mean, come on, man. And that's why they create shitholes in certain countries and create heavenly paradises in their playground. It's part of the game.
Impression of peoples. Maybe this is conjured by the game masters to invoke emotional fervency in you. Maybe the one.
Yeah, if you notice like spiritual havens that are obvious like India, it's a shithole. But a place of materialism and ecstasy and pleasure, America, is venerated. Alright? Part of the game, part of the trick. It's devious.
Percenters, or the other people who seem to get everything. These folks in your environment that enjoy good luck or wealth.
Yeah, dude, the Matrix magically rewards people. Like, it like creates this weird algorithm loop or these probability chances where it just increases, you know, or rewards people who do things for the system. I mean, that's why we call it a hot streak, or you know, like that's why luck compounds. This is the law of attraction, really.
Or celebrity. Perhaps it is all on purpose that they receive and you struggle. Many may simply be non-player characters who have self-awareness and even no idea that the game gives them life.
I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. It's just there to instill you with inadequacy, and then you want more. You want another roll at the game, or you try to sell out. I mean, that is what it is. It doesn't really matter about NPC or normie theory at this point, because if you're still thinking about those terms, then you're an idiot. I mean, you got to think about your eternal spirit, and only your eternal spirit. Like, stop getting deluded with, oh, that guy's an NPC, oh, he's such a normie, oh, these masked people, oh, we got to make our own soul group and go together, and then eventually come back down here and get grinded onto the animal realm after like 9 lost tries. You know, I keep harping about this, but this is very... You need to take this seriously. But everyone here is taking it seriously, so I'm just preaching to the choir.
And they are used by the game, who simply enjoy uncanny luck or prosperity on purpose. They are used.
Yeah, it's part of the game. The game rewards people who play along, alright? And it punishes people who do not. That's why we have this theory about people getting hijacked by Agent Smiths, or random synchronicities, or luck happens. And it's part of the game.
To invoke envy in the actual independent players of the game who struggle. In fact, under such a paradigm, it is extremely likely that folks, friends, family, associates in your environment are basically self-aware props to keep you striving for accommodation within the game.
Yeah, they act like props, because that's their function, really. I mean, this is the perspective problem. I mean, if you're someone who's like a last timer, you see everyone and everything, and every action, every ideology, everything as a prop somehow to help you escape. I mean, this is a natural evolution process for people who are, you know, getting ready to leave. So, but like, the more awareness you get, the higher you realize that there are things around you to be aware of,
rather than escape from it. So we get mired in chasing power, stature, or materialism, and the more success and pleasure eludes us, the more we sharpen our resolve to achieve the pink sky cherry pie ambitions society programs all citizenry to covet. So,
yeah, I mean, the more success you gain, the bigger dose you need. This is a problem created in your brain by dopamine receptors anyways, for feeling, you know, pleasure, really, or satisfaction, or stroking of the ego. I mean, that's why you were designed this way. It's designed to keep you running on a hamster wheel, because even your physical body is designed to run. You either swim like a shark or you die out in the ocean. I mean, that's why it's so sinister.
Oh, step back and look. Maybe you don't get the breaks, or the luck, or the good things you see other people enjoying and flaunting. This is by design, to keep you thirsty for the transient rewards this game flaunts in your face, to keep you chasing the fake rabbit around the track rather than stopping and walking off the track.
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very good. It's spinning on a hamster wheel, chasing rabbit holes, you know, eating pissed on bread crumbs like they're popcorn, or shaking your cage like a dog, and that's all you know how to do, even though the door is open, but you're still shaking a cage like a boomer doomer truther. I mean, come on, man. It's easier than you think. Like that's why this game is hilarious. It's so easy to win, if you just disregard everything you've been told your entire life.
people as self-aware avatars of a game meant to enslave us? How ludicrous, right? But what if the rich and famous are beautiful non-player characters who are...
Yeah, they get perpetuated as incarnate beings and perpetuate their bloodline anyways. Even normal, rich, and famous people that aren't like the super elite. I mean, they are this idea of a sequential being through bloodlines. I mean, that's why families were important back in the old days, because even the older people, they knew this, which is why they tried to secure the next generation as their next body to go into when they died as a spirit.
Are purposely advantaged in the game to flaunt hedonistic indulgence in front of you, to keep you striving for that carrot you will never get. Now, the non-player characters may or may not be aware that they are not independent eternal entities, nor that they...
Yeah, look, man, if you never activated your crown chakra, then you are not aware that you're a higher spirited being, really. Or, I mean, that's just how it goes. That's why everyone acts like an NPC. I mean, that's more of a normie thing. NPC is really people who only care about the lower 3 chakras and can't even express the heart chakra, the green, through empathy. That's the real definition of an NPC. A normie can go through 6 of the chakras, but never reach the crown chakra, the purple. So, I mean, that's the real definition of an NPC versus a normie versus a spirited being.
Need the game to continue purchase in existence. They laugh and cry and feel pain and bleed just like the avatar.
Yeah, but I'm warning you, just because you woke up doesn't mean you're gonna escape. I mean, like I know I've watched a lot of people who say, "Oh, I'm out of here at the point of death." I mean, you're not out of here, all right? I read Robert Monroe. There's a lot of spirits that thought that way and they were forced back into this realm because they identified with their humanity. Like Matt from Quantum Conscious always say, "Oh, I'm out of here. I don't care. I'm out of here." Look, man, you're gonna be forced back in here. You need to read the rules. Like, there are rules here.
Avatars of the actual players. So the non-player characters may or may not even know who they are. They simply adhere to the dog-eat-dog archetype of this realm. They understand that they need to use others to get ahead, and so they effectively display love and caring to affect personal enrichment. But they only care about self. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to equate this back to females, but I mean, this is more of a natural female action that's done just because they're weaker physically to where they cannot really exert their will out in changing the world around them. I mean, this is merely a perspective problem of, you know, based on the sex that you identify with right now. I mean, he's trying to bring it back to theories that aren't necessarily true. I mean, they are true in general, but I mean, at the basis of it, this is only if you identify with even a sex gender instead of the higher spirited being. So that's why there's problems with this theory.
Meanwhile, actual external players, whose purpose is to look for the exit, they may get bogged down in trying to help other players.
Yes, it is dangerous. This is called the messianic complex. Like, this is what I'm doing, alright? Like, I mean, I'll deal with it for as long as I can, or as long as people need me, or I help them. But I've already got this feeling out of my system. Like, I already had a Wizard's Apprentice. That's Tien Farah's. So you guys know Tien anyways from my older videos. It used to just be me and him one-on-ones on his channel before other people came along. I mean, but then if you get this messianic complex, you get stuck in the trap of the Bodhisattva, where you're not willing to let those who aren't going to make it not make it. That's how people get trapped here. That's how Thoth got trapped here. It's a dangerous trap.
And non-player characters alike. Well, this is all well and...
I mean, yeah, that's like trying to awaken the sleeping people around you and you get fudged over it, alright? Come on, this guy's saying a lot of good things, and he's not a truther, alright? He's like either MRA or MGTOW. I mean, come on, man. This guy gets it, but he just takes it to the wrong conclusion.
Good, but let's cut to the chase. What if females, by and large, are non-player characters meant to...
Well, this isn't true, but it is. It just seems that way because females are more collective. It's because of the tribe thing. They have to socialize and cooperate. Really, it's like a necessary evolutionary instinct. I mean, it's males who are the ones that need to exert individuality, dominance, and will, and get resources to even have any value in life. I mean, that's why in the modern internet age, unless you're like the 0.0001% of something, and I guess a skill, as a male, you're not really valued to the highest pinnacle. So, I mean, but this is a problem of simply not understanding the opposite sex. So,
distract and use, abuse and fool you to keep you mired into obligated play. The character dynamics are multitude.
Yeah, so he's saying like, I'm trying to escape, but then this girl keeps wiggling her ass at me. Oh my gosh, she's distracting me. When in reality, she's just doing it because she's just wearing those clothes because society dictates that. I mean, this is a problem of perspective, anyways. Like, I understand these theories. I don't really have a problem with these problems because even in life, I'm actually a generally good-looking guy. I've never had to ask a girl out, anyways. I mean, I would credit my name, Kevin. Kevin means handsome one. It actually shaped my ego out a lot. So, I mean, that's just a personal thing. So I understand if you're ugly, like my brother, he suffers from this because he's not as good looking as me. So he gets used and abused and played by women. It's like really sad, the stuff I see that happens to him.
Maybe other external players have in fact chosen to play a female avatar in this game. Thus, the game would seek to mire her down in strife. So,
yeah, strife and general weakness and fear of predators around you. I mean, there's problems if you're a male, there's problems if you're a female. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's why the game bisects you in the beginning with dichotomies of dualities. I mean, he says this, but he never equates it back to his original theory because it would invalidate his conclusion. I mean, everyone's a victim. I mean, I don't know why he doesn't get it, because his conclusion is wrong, but everything else he's saying is golden.
Oh, that player would emotionally invest in misandry or feminism, just as...
Well, this is merely a modern social construct, alright? The feminist, misandry, being a thought, being a slut like Bella Delphine, being a sexual deviant, this is a modern problem, alright? Back in the old days, like, gee willikers, you sure are a swell gal, Sally. Oh, we just want to hold hands and I'm going steady with this, with you. I mean, come on, this is a generational problem. I mean, this is perpetrated by the system engineers.
Another player in a male avatar may be accosted by lecherous females, leading him to emotional entanglement and game continuity life after life. Or you may get the opposite, where...
Yeah, I mean, come on, they swing you like a monkey rope, left and right, male and female, male and female. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's why they do the same thing with Democrat, Republican. Ooh. Like, it is what it is.
A female player gets hooked on deferring males, or a male player...
I see, this is him projecting his own problems of how females act. A female gets accosted by like 100 requests from a bunch of random dudes. Like a male is the one who has to pursue and get rejected a lot unless he establishes value to perpetuate the game of reproduction. Anyways, I mean, this is merely a perspective problem. Like I never had to really deal with this. It's because I've always been good looking, or I liked working out from age 19 to like 23. I used to be so jacked. I ripped railings off my house. That's how strong I was. Like, I understand what he's saying because I've seen this happen to my brother, and he gets real heartbroken about how these people or women that he's trying to attract to just treat him like he's nothing. Like, they can't really help it. It's a biological function of evolutionary psychology.
Gets hooked on validation and courtship chemicals incited by female players. The point is to make the legitimate player invest in the game, ignoring higher purposes.
Yeah, see, now he's getting to the real juicy part. So this is very accurate.
And breadcrumbs left to enlighten. Perhaps...
Yeah, see, now it's going back to the goal. The goal is enlightenment, alright?
Some breadcrumbs take the form of historic religious figures, or...
Yeah, that's why we have the natural figure that incarnates over and over. We get this Neo figure who tells you how to win in accordance to the age that he represents. So it's usually, Buddha would be Leo, and any of these other ones or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, I've already talked about this before, about the cycling out of the game and the script and the savior figures.
Perhaps there are game cheat codes.
Yeah, game cheat codes. I'm giving you cheat codes. I've given a lot of people a lot of cheat codes. A lot of it is mostly just to actualize his spirit, so you are aware and can do crazy stuff.
Such as
I mean, actually, I feel bad giving cheat codes. This really robs your experience of the game itself. I mean, it's cheating. It's like using motherlode cheat code in The Sims to get infinite money. Like, that's what I'm doing to you guys.
psychedelics, which allow one to glimpse realities beyond the walls of the coiffed matrix that we are confined to.
Yeah, that's why they ban psychedelics, really. It gives you a glimpse into the astral realms out of here. You can do it at will. You don't need psychedelics. I never used psychedelics in my life. A lot of people just don't know how to do it. So, like Robin Monroe tells you exactly how to do it in Journeys Out of the Body.
Yet, there is disinformation.
Or, I always do that weird humming noise, so...
Suspicion, even mockery, surrounding these breadcrumbs, where the game will mock you or label you as crazy for saying you see things, or for believing the fairy tales of spiritual non-physical things.
It is merely a modern problem. In the old days, everyone knew that this is real.
However, we are not abandoned to the game. There are clues and cheat codes interspersed throughout the game, but the game master does an excellent job of causing doubt and suspicion around these things.
Yeah, I would agree. And I would also agree that a lot of people just don't know how to read it. Come on, they told you straight to your face in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Wizard of Oz. I know there's stuff in Valerian, Star Wars. It's everywhere. It really is everywhere. Elsa, Idiocracy. Come on, I could go on and on and on. Fight Club. Come on. Anything popular, really? Come on, it's in there. You just need to know how to, figure it out. Scooby-Doo.
Meanwhile, you are busy having numerous emotional experiences daily in your life. In fact, look at our society, our species. Emotion is hailed as the best aspect in life, right? It is what separates us from animals, and the inference is that emotion is a point of pride. We feel love.
Emotion is one aspect of it. There's emotion and logic to get back to intuition. This is him projecting his hurt feelings over females of, previous past experiences. So, I've already gone over this hump, so to me it's nothing.
And in fact, emotion is so worshipped by humanity. We have a saying that 'tis better to feel pain than nothing at all.
The phrase is, 'tis better to have felt love than nothing at all. This is him projecting his problems of, hurt feelings and rejection by females. This is really an extension problem of him not having the ability to mate at will. This is a problem of evolutionary psychology of someone who's fixated on, orgasms. To me, this is a trivial problem.
Why do we labor so hard to exalt emotionality in each other?
Well, the reason why emotion is exalted over logic is because it's easier to control people. You're in a control mechanism anyways. They'd rather pick emotion over logic to control your intuition. This is how the game works. This is merely the easiest low-hanging fruit. That's why Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars is a fascinating book to me, or Bernays' Propaganda, or The Crowd by Gustav. There's so many books, even game theory. I'm really interested in this stuff, and I know exactly how it works. It's based on exploiting your need to reproduce. It's an animalistic need, really. If you can overcome it, then you're basically not an animal anymore.
So, whether people are hedonistic or masochistic, you need to feel. Thus, whether female...
Yeah, don't feel. Be still. Reflect.
Oppression?
Enlighten yourself that way.
Or male discardability, love or hate, pleasure or pain. It is all purposeful to keep you chained to this environment, because once you escape...
Yeah, all those things are chains and attachments. You need to let go of all that stuff if you want to leave. You're supposed to learn from it and better yourself as spirit. That's the whole point of this matrix, really, to level up your spirit. How Matt talks about in first conversation you had before you're born. That's why that video, I still keep it on my channel.
You win, and the game characters who have consciousness, they evaporate to the non-existence they had pre-game.
And this is why that's why they're very interested in keeping people here, because once you're out of this game, this illusion of time and linearity and continuity, it actually disappears when you're in astral form. That's why, imagine if I was on my way out and I said, boop, I'm wiping out reality. Who knows what could happen? Or if a bunch of people just bounced.
Existence?
That's why, the resetting the matrix happens anyways, because the architect is trying to refine the system to level up its consciousness, because it needs the creative libido of spirits here, because it doesn't have access to that pious pistis, like psychic energy, and it needs more players to expand our consciousness anyways, which is expressed through the cosmos. Like, we find more luminaries in our system as the expansion of consciousness happens in humanity itself. That's why the old Vedic system only had like 5 planets, and now we have like Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. And who knows if this game keeps going and consciousness expands. I mean, that's a reflection of the realm and participants in it as the game evolves. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is high level talk.
The virtual reality? Well, think about a video game. If you were in it, there would be rules defining the game. Maybe you cannot walk through rocks or trees. And
yeah, there are rules. You agree to certain parameters, so your spirit can't just manifest things and do crazy shit and cheat or mess up the game. It's spoken about in Far Journeys. There is an agreement to certain rules.
were you in the game, this would be called physics or science, machinations and limitations of the environment that we could not seem to invalidate, such as gravity. Perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's more density, but that's where we get the Matrix idea. There is no spoon.
Science is merely the physical rules of this game, rules that represent reality as a hostile environment based upon observation. To the player in the game, the rules make everything they experience seem solid and scientific laws absolute. What if our video games are actual archetypes of the reality we are sensorially ensconced in?
Yeah, I mean, this is reflected in the unconsciousness with archetypes in the first place, or the tarot card, or the luminaries, the planets and the stars, or the script-based reality, or the cycling of the ages. I mean, there's a lot of obvious things to me that I can see perfectly clear. I mean, I'm glad this person's telling you in a simpler way.
Perhaps friends, family members, coworkers, the person you pass in the hallway or on the freeway. Maybe they are non-player characters, meant to trick you with pleasures or antagonize you with mistreatment, or...
Yeah, they're there to reinforce reality or your attachment to it. That's the whole point of them, really. I mean, that's why they're like a first-timer. They love Disney Realm.
Flaunt money or beauty to tease you into hedonism and materialism. You know them. These are the people that cause drama in your life.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we get this idea of it called agent smithing. Alright? Like, as long as you identify as a human and not an eternal alien spirit or whatever, you can get hijacked by the Matrix or scripts being run against you at any time.
Even people like parents, pets, or children you love unconditionally. Still, love is an emotion that keeps you chained to sentiment in the game.
Yeah, I mean, your love for, you know, I hate to say it, I mean, that's why love is a great weapon. I mean, love is much more dangerous than a fear. Trust me.
Other than actively looking for exits. Again, whether good or bad.
Yeah, that's why you're always trying to get, the first people you go to is tell your family about this stuff, and then they try to say you're crazy and stuff. I mean, come on, man. Like, I'm sure everyone's already experienced that.
Love or hate, as long as a thing invokes emotion and distracts you into involvement or complacency in this reality, you have been effectively defeated.
Yeah, if you always act in a defeated manner, like you can't win or can't escape, then you've already lost, alright? That's why I can't stand this whole defeatist mentality of the other channels, where like, oh, it's doom and gloom, boomer, doomer, truther, oh, we just need a consciousness arc to save us, a messiah figure to save us, we'll never take responsibility, oh my god. Like, come on, man, that's another trap, alright?
So, perhaps you, a male character, is flanked by non-player character, female.
I mean, first of all, this goes for both sexes. I mean, that they bifurcated, or they split up the sexes. Like in the Golden Age, everyone's really hermaphroditic, really. That's why in ancient Greek texts they talk about the age of Kronos, people being of two heads, identifying with male and female, and lifespans being longer, and people just manifesting into physical form. I mean, that's why you were split in the first place, like splitting a male and female to make you feel a need for your other half, or have your true love. I mean, they create this longing attachment at birth. And that's why as a male, you're supposed to embrace your feminine side. Female, you're supposed to embrace your masculine side. It's a symbol of the Buddha with the breast, because that's how you reach enlightenment. You can join the aspects that are missing and thus rebuild up your spirit back. I mean, it's even displayed in the Baphomet. Like, the Baphomet is not an evil symbol, you just don't know how to read it. That's why they call it, oh, it's Satanism, when everyone's seeing that symbol. And it's really a truth drop, a guidebook to teach you how to fully manifest your original spirited being, but they do it in this dumb, oh, that's the devil. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, they love playing their little games against you.
Who feign emotion yet harbor self-interest. They are programmed against care for male avatars. Played.
I mean, everyone's really self-interested in the first place. Like, this is, like, he keeps equating back to male and female. I mean, come on, man. Males, like, a lot of guys act like simps and white knights and would backstab you in a second for a female. Like, you know, I've always been a good-looking guy, so I've always had, like, female friends, never really male friends. And the moment that I started having male friends, I realized they were only my friend should try to get with my female friends and backstab me later. Like, I had friends who were friends with me just to try to get with my girlfriend as soon as we broke up. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, females do this too. Males do it too in different ways. This is merely animalistic competition for reproduction. Like, this person obviously doesn't have a lot of experience, and that's why he's jaded and hung up about these topics.
By independent, external, eternal entities. It does not serve them or the game to foster you. In this game, female self-interest would be one of the scientific laws. In this,
female self-interest is about survival. Male self-interest is about exertion of power. I mean, these are different sexual dynamics that one must overcome anyways. So,
case, it would be called gynocentrism, where the method of character incarnation is biological replication, in which females are sequestered to complete via gestation. Now, maybe the game master has many names, and one,
and the name is the architect,
is nature, which
nature, he created the material realm, alright? Like, God created the world and nature, and it's all perfect bliss and perfect creation and system and life and death. And the circle of life. From Lion King, come on, they're telling you straight to your face. Like, I don't know why it's so hard for people to get. Like, that's why I always point people to watch The Matrix, and specifically point at the architect scene.
Has programmed the female characters with hypergamy and
Look, hypergamy is natural, alright? I mean, the problem is that you have the internet. So basically, you're, like, in a village we had 100 people, so everybody was pairing up anyways, 1-to-1. But now that you have the internet and online dating, this is what's causing this problem, really. It's a natural process. That's happened in Rome also. In Rome, men in their 40s who were soldiers got to marry, like, 18-year-old girls or 16-year-old girls, whatever the age is, because they had money and power, and now we're simply in hyper competition with each other. I mean, this is how they try to rope people in to play the game even more. I mean, that's actually a negative side effect of the internet.
Interest for the purpose of character production, and thus continuity of players for the game. Now, back to reality. But, what is reality? Really, what is hypothesis and what is fairy tale? Perhaps it's all straightforward reductionist materialism, or maybe we are arrogant in what we think we know about life.
Yeah, the modern age of scientism is very arrogant, alright? People in the old days got it right.
We think we understand solidity or reality via our five senses, but characters in a video game would also conceive their surroundings as solid and real. Perhaps everything in life, all idea, all religion, all experience, all is part of the game.
It is part of the game. That's why I refer you to the book Psychology, the Unconsciousness. Like, you can figure out the game rules and scripts and archetypes just from that one book alone. So, like, it'll even go beyond cultures, like, over the ages, like even these native cultures into the modern civilized. Like, the expansion of consciousness is talked about in that book, because there's only so much things that can happen within the limited consciousness of the game and its current incarnation form. That's why we're switching to the new age, or the Silicon Age, where there's going to be an expansion process to make the game more tantalizing with cyberpunk future. I mean, that's why people are getting cyber psychosis, the people who can't adapt, because they're from the previous age, really. The consciousness is stuck in the age of Pisces, and they're not ready to adapt to the age of Aquarius, which is why the elites are focusing only on the millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha at the moment. They want to cycle out Gen X and the boomers. I mean, this is why the Gen X people, they're like, oh my god, the world's ending, oh. They've done this before in previous ages. So it is what it is. I mean, you understand what the game is. You can see it coming a mile away.
Either way, this environment, whether material or otherwise, is stacked against male worth. So the answer is the same to any scenario. Males devalued, simply walk away.
Man, this doesn't just go for males. Anyone who's devalued for your value that you can contribute to reality or spirituality, then you should walk away or take your chips off the table or consume your own loosh. Alright? Like, that's what I'm doing.
From that which devalues them. And maybe male empowerment is a collection, a network.
Look, it's not about male empowerment, alright? It's empowerment of the spirit. Like, this is where this person gets it wrong. Like, for all this talk about duality and dichotomy, he doesn't ever gets it back to the real conspiracy, which is the conspiracy against the spirit itself. This idea of humanistic ego identification.
Of awakening males, following the breadcrumbs, looking for an exit, and establishing an underground network to help other external players escape.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of creating this externalized network to escape, man, I'll be here to help people if they really need it, or as long as I can. But come on, with the way the internet is shaping out and these restrictions and rules, I don't know how long I can even do this, really. Which is why I'm just doing whatever people want me to do. Like a lot of the YouTubers I know are just getting purged. Like, it is what it is.
As well, one could argue that on a realistic level, females are indeed non-player characters.
This is a perception problem. So, it is what it is. I've already explained it several times.
Dispatched by nature to go out and replicate. This is where the rubber meets the road. Females follow programming, whether...
And they're more likely to follow programming because they care about collectivism or continuity of the tribe or socialism, really. I mean, males are the ones who are more, capitalistic because they need that in order to mate.
Instructions are dispatched by nature or some grand cosmic game overseen by an artificial intelligence who has skin in the game. Or...
Oh, the architect has skin in the game, trust me. Alright, he has skin in the game.
Perhaps this is all test tube experiment by some grand cosmic god or deity. What does this mean? Investment in non-player characters.
Yeah, investment in non-player characters is a waste of time, really.
Is...
Like, that's why you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Futile.
Which is why I advise people not to go around trying to wake up your friends and family. It's a waste of time. And it'll get you attacked by Agent Smiths.
They are great actors, master manipulators, yet they have mandates that are preset, and none include loving or cherishing you as a male. So at the end of all...
And just replace the word male with, eternal spirited being.
All this musing, what is the takeaway? Well, this existence takes from males.
This existence takes from everyone in the form of high-grade emote loosh to build out the game itself. This is where his final conclusion is wrong.
You are meant to be entangled so that you...
You are meant to be entangled with attachments so you become invested in the game and thus become part of it. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. Part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, maybe I'll get to it.
May be fleeced of your utility. That is truth no matter what you believe. Disconnect from the game.
Yeah, see? He's right. Disconnect from the game. Escape. Alright? Figure out how to win and get out.
And help others disconnect also. Gentlemen.
If you can help them get out. I mean, a lot of people try, but they have no idea what they're talking about.
Rise up. This game will not defeat us. Stand.
Yeah, the architect will not defeat us. Spirits rise up. Oh yeah. Alien Wizard Buddha crew. Yay.
And with me, live free.
Alright, this has gone on way too long. Jesus Christ, it's like one of my old videos. Alright, so maybe I'll see you guys later. I have to actually go through Ultimate Journeys and do Captain's Log after this. This is merely a special request by Theodora. I still am waiting for Matt to do his goddamn Matrix videos. Alright, have a good night, guys. Bye.